Flight and aeronautics have always been man's fascination, and from the Wright brothers till date, man's ability to overcome the law of gravity with aerodynamics have gained tremendous feats. Aeronautic science has brought enormous changes to air transport system in developed and developing countries. Before now, we brought you a report on aircraft innovations of what would have become first of its kind in Benue State, Nigeria in the 90s by engineer John Cholaha Zomo, but could not see the light of the day because people could not believe in him. As such, it lacked sponsorship. Now in Boko, Benue State, Nigeria, a young man has brought the fascination and proceeded with attempts to create another aircraft. Today on Research Corner, we shall take you on a flight into the attempts of Aunduna Jacob Tio, who is attempting to build an aircraft. Please don't go away. In the little town of Vandika in Benue State, Aundunatio was born and brought up in Boko. He took interest in innovation just like his late father in 1999, and he began his first project of inventing aeroplane, which could not see the light of the day, and he abandoned and started a new one all over again.
I have designed and built an aircraft. I started this project in the year 2016. Uh, I'm still working on it. I'm not. The project is not completed yet. The main aim of building and fabricating the helicopter is like it came to me like a dream. I was asleep, and then I dreamed that somebody crash landed a aircraft. So going towards it, I discovered the errors that made the person crash landed. So from there, I started developing on how to solve the error. And when I woke up, I took a piece of paper and then start making the drawing of the aircraft which I saw in my dream. And along the line, I put it to practice by trying to build it. Although I built the first prototype, I discovered some errors on it because I was not having much equipment to perfect the job. So I decided of going to other production so that I will raise money from the products and then come back to my dream. And that is what that linked me up to the extent of building mini tractors, corn shaving machines, vice, and some other parts on a motorcycle, hammer, and electric charcoal cooker. I've built and invent a lot of things like 7 kVL generator. Also, I have built a generator that generates light for me with lesser consumption so that I'll be able to work. So the aircraft is the main project that gets me to that point. Because of the challenges I was having, I decided to work on people needs so that I'll get money to go back to my main project to perfect it the way I want.
The young inventor who is working hard on the prototype of his second project says he is determined to prove the capacity of a Benue youth in providing solutions to problems in the world, whereby Nigeria will benefit a lot and cease from importing aircrafts, but rather export aviation knowledge to foreign countries to raise national GDP.
One thing about me is that I don't give up on anything I'm doing. Anything I start, I must finish. Even though I'm doing and making some other products, I'm still touching the aircraft because the first one is no more. You will only see the pictures, but the current one, the structure, the flame, uh, I'm working on it currently and buying other needed parts on it. The aircraft is my main project, going to execute it. People don't see what you see. People don't understand what you understand because it is in you. It is only when you prove that people believe. Unlike if you see, when I started the project of the aircraft, I was not having a welding machine. There was no machine I was having. So going to someone's shop to use all these equipment, I also lack skills of using it. So I have to pay the person to make the fabrication for me. Along the line, the person will construct what I don't want for me. So I decided of holding on the project because one, the skills and the dream, the person, it is not connected or related to the person. So he will not understand how to go about it. And that is where I went to the market, make survey on things I can construct, things I can fabricate, so that I can sell to get money. So I will buy my own machineries. And that is where I started with vice, iron vice. I built an iron vice. I took the sample to the marketer and he was like amazed. And surprisingly, he told me he sold the vice then at the cost price of 40,000, which other vice they were selling it at the cost price of 25,000. People believe in my own vice more than the cast vice, so they started buying it. From there, I will fabricate the vice and take a machine as a pay from the work. So from there, I started buying tools.
Having a desirous mind to finish the aircraft sooner or later and see how it can fly in the airspace serving the people, the inventor said he started working on the new aircraft in 2018 and said it is at the finishing stages.
This is cyclic, one here is the collective, and these are the leg pedals. As you can see, they are connected together. When the other one pedal front, the other one pedals back. As you can see, this is a left and right, front and back mechanism. You can see the reaction of this collective, and you see the mechanism working all together at the same time. This is the major factor of helicopter, the major principle of helicopter. This is where it lies, because from here all these mechanisms send the signal to the swatch plate. All this connection, these things connect to the swatch plate, and with this it helps maneuver the aircraft legs on your pedals. As you can see, when the other one presses front, the other one comes back, just to connect them together. They are They are to control the back tail rotor, the back blade, and it gives it stability. If the main rotor is going clockwise, back one go anti-clockwise, give it the stability. So you have to stable it a little bit with your legs. You stable it a little bit with your legs, and when you want to turn the aircraft, that is turn it. You just pedal here, it will turn. When you want to go side and this thing, you use your magic stick, bend it, it's cycling. You move it forward, and it goes forward. You bring it a little bit back, it comes back. Once you take it this way, it goes that way, and once you take it this way, it comes this way. Here we have the collective. This collective, as you can see, on the collective you have the throttle on the collective. Once you on your ignitions, you start your engine, you warm it. Here is the throttle. You will now throttle the engine. Once you throttle the engine, at the same time you have the collective here. Bringing up this collective, you start screwing the air, then it will generate lift. You understand? Because immediately you lift this corrective, it will send signal to the swatch plate. Now we start generating lift. As you can see, you will be using all those things are attached and connect to you, and that's the most amazing part of aircraft. All your body is on it. You can't leave anyone. Looking on a helicopter, your legs are on the pedal, your right hand is on the cycling. If it is in a car, this is the steering. This is the steering. Why here is the gearing? Let us put it that way, but we call it the collective. This is where you generate lift from here, and here you stabilize it. You stabilize it with these two are for you to stabilize the aircraft. As you can see, it's still going on. If you come down here, let me take you to my engine room. When I constructed the first time was too bogus, and the engine which I wanted to use was very, it was not powerful enough for me. So now I decide on going on one-man pilot aircraft. Here is the engine sitting, but the engine is not fixed yet, but I have already used that engine which I use in constructing my generator to make the sitting, so that when I have the cash available, I will just go and buy the direct Belgian engine. As you can see, this is my structure assembling, and there is something we have to install here, which is known as the tail bone. The tail bone have to be here down, and on the tail bone it's not fixed yet, but on the tail bone you have the tail rotor, and that gives it stability. It holds it when it is up. It gives it the stability not to be spanning around, be turning around. That's the work of the tail bone, but it's not installed yet.
It's a no doubt project. It's a project which I have dedicated so much of my time, which I have acquired enough skills. So as for me, what is holding me back is the financial challenges which I am having. If not, by now I would have been done with the project. And if I have all those things I need now, how is it will take me 2 months to put the job to the finish. There is a very powerful mechanism that we call it the swatch plate on helicopter. That swatch plate, if you compare to birds that fly, they are just like the vein in their feathers that give them the ability to weave it. Yes, so that swatch plate serve that purpose on helicopter. And down to the swatch plate, there is something down there that send the signal. That is a transmission. There is a transmission mechanism that send this signal to the swatch plate, front, back, side, and so on. That before the aircraft leave the ground to the air, you have to, first of all, there is what we call the collective, and at the front there's what we call the cyclic, as some call it joystick, and at the feet you will deal with the pedals, the leg pedals. The leg pedals first gives it stability if it generates lift, because without the back tail rotor, the structure of the aircraft cannot stand. It will be wobbling. So you have to use the back tail rotor to stabilize it as soon as it's trying to generate that lift. The more you are using your collective, that's the more you'll be controlling the twist with the back rotor. And what we call the joystick, which is the cyclic. Now you have to use the cyclic to balance the weight, because your weight and the engine is not the same.
The inventor said the delay in the completion of the aircraft is as a result of financial challenges. Hence, he is the only one financing the project, which is capital intensive.
Only mentor I have is God. That's all I can say, because He is the one that gives me the inspiration. Because one thing, just like I said, people can't see what you are seeing until you execute it. And before they even believe, they must see how it works. I've made a lot of effort trying to get a sponsor on these my innovative ideas. When I started with the aircraft, a lot of people was wondering that where did this guy start from? Until I now start making other production that they see before they start believing now that I can do it. But without all those proof, a lot of them would have been doubting till now. But when they see the things I'm now inventing, especially the generator which I constructed, amaze a lot of people, because it is what many have tried and failed.
People who know his family background have said, though Donatio couldn't go far in Western education, he is an intelligent young man that took over his late grandfather, who fabricated a car in his early days. Mr. Andunatio, who is very optimistic in completing the aircraft any moment from now as the situation improves. He stated that when the dreams come through, it will be reliable and dependable means of transportation within and outside the country. Undoubtedly, one of the most advantageous features offered by air transport is its speedy delivery.
This is a major advantage of me fabricating helicopter here in Boko, because using the materials around me to construct a structure that can generate lift will make the Nigeria government to understand clearly that with my local environment, let me put it that way, because Benue State is below the advancement of technology. So in my own locality, being able to fabricate an aircraft that generate lift, I believe so many countries, not only Nigeria, will pick interest, because believing that with other technicians attached to me, we can give out a good and perfect result,
which is guaranteed in order to demonstrate love, acceptability, and encouragement to young inventors in the country. Let the society team up and make sure that Mr. Tio Aonduna dream never dies.
The basic challenge which I'm having now is one is the materials. Two, there are some equipment that I didn't have, because unlike you can see, it's because of that project I have a drilling stand now. Now I am needing a lathe machine, because a lathe machine has a major role that it takes in fabrication. So I need a lathe machine, because going to somebody that has that lathe machine, one, then two, they are engaged with their works. So giving you that time, they don't, and giving you the result, if you are paying them to machine something for you to the shape you want, they just speed it up because they want money. But when you are dealing with aircraft, you have to perfect everything, like the rotation. Let's talk about the shafts you are to construct. It has to run very perfect, because any mistake, it will be vibrating or wobbling like that, and the construction will not give you a good result. So that is the major challenge. Now, if I have a lathe machine, I will move on with the challenge. Because of the rotor shaft, I have to machine it. So these people that has this lathe machine here, they don't have that time to perfect the job the way I want. Partnership is a major thing in the engineering world, because inventions, you must need a partnership. That partnership is what that puts or make the work come to life, because you have the creativity, you have the ideas or the powers of making things, but if you don't have the money, it will go nowhere. So that partnership, when we talk about partnership, people like investors, if I have an investor now or a sponsor now, or if the government pick interest in my creative ideas, the government himself will be amazed with the results, or even the person will be amazed with the result. For now, we have to battle with the ability to fly first. In invention, you have to get
It's right.
it right before you go on the production, because we have prototype 1, 2, and even 3. This is my first prototype. Like, let me say, this is my second prototype. So in invention, you try the first one. Even though the first one gives you results, you have to go for checkup. You examine your work and see some areas. If they are not perfect in the way you want, you have to rework it back. So first we talk about the ability to fly. So when the aircraft take off, that will be where we will talk about the mass production of the job. There have to be some kind of cross-checking of the work. You will see people that they are engineers, so they come and check what you do before you get the approval, before going on the mass production. You don't just do a prototype and then start mass producing it without checking out the efficiency, because we in the technical world, we depend on the efficiency. You can do something right, but you have to perfect it so that the consumer, you can't get it 90%, but at least let the consumer be satisfied with what they get from you.
Or go extinct, the same way Engineer Zomo's efforts went in vain. There is every need for individuals and government at all levels to come out and support this innovation and make it see the light of the day.
Welcome to the exciting world of Benue Television, where we give